Good morning, children. Now, see, it's nice fun that we have completed a drama. You must be feeling relieved also, and I've given you a lot of study materials as well as your worksheet too. Hope you must be doing all the worksheet. And I'm very sure that the notes which I have supplied to you, they are more than enough for your answering your short questions. But regarding the long questions, you have to study a little more. Okay, even sometimes, the characters are also very important in this drama. I have not discussed with you any of the drama, so in this revision work, at least let me discuss these characters with you. Now, there are so many characters. There are major characters also, and there are minor characters also, but we will be doing the major characters. And the main character over here is of Prospero. The whole story revolves around him. And he is he's a central character in the drama, and we will be discussing about him. I will be telling you a little bit about him. Okay. Now, let us have an overview of this person, of this character. What is that? He is a central character. He has the power of magic. These are the certain points which we are going to discuss. He has the power of magic. He is good and generous. He is wise and resourceful. He is strict, yet he is affectionate, and he is at the same time, he is forgiving too. Okay, so now let us start. Let us start with the first point. What is the first point? He is a central character. Prospero is a central character in The Tempest, but he does not overshadow other characters, as do other heroes of Shakespeare in the plays like King Lear, it may be Hamlet, it may be Macbeth, and he has his own sphere, his own field he has got, own sphere. Though his presence is felt everywhere, like the beneficent and generous Providence, it is he who initiates the action, develops it, and puts it to an end. Actually, he starts it, he carries it, and he puts it to an end. So see, everywhere, every time, his character there's a mention of his character everywhere. So we cannot disregard him, we cannot, we have to take him as the central character, the main character. Then, it is he who initiates the action, it is he who develops it, and it is he who puts an end to it. It is he who controls every thread in the structure of the play. See, everywhere, see, whether it's in the first act, whether it's in the first act, whether it's in the second, in the third, in the fourth, and even in the last one. His presence is there, his mention is there. So here we can understand that how important his character is. So this is what we spoke about his central character, that is the main character. Now we will be talking about his power of magic. We know that he has got a lot of power of magic, and this power of magic has actually makes him takes the revenge, makes him take the revenge, and this is how he gets back his kingdom, dukedom, how he gets it back, and then how he teaches a lesson. He gives a lesson to each one of them who has betrayed him, who has been at faulty with him, and even his brothers and all. See, at the same time, he is forgiving also. His brother, what did he do? He wanted to kill his brother, Prospero. But did Prospero take the revenge upon him? No, he just taught him a lesson. And then, in the end, he forgave him. But he said, in this, I want my dukedom back. I will be forgiving you. He forgave Antonio also. And at the same time, he forgave Antonio, as well as he forgave Alonso also. Okay, then comes the power of magic. What is this power of magic? He has become all-powerful. Because he has the power of magic, he can do anything. See, he can bring the spirits also. He can make the spirits act also. He can bring a tempest in the ocean, sea also. And then he can sink the ship also. He can break the ship also. He can scatter the people also. He can make them absent-minded also. He can, even their mindset, even the mindset or even the memory can be gone because of his magical power. So this magical power, he is using it, and that is why he was so successful. He has become all powerful because he has the power of magic. Okay. Then, when he was the Duke of Milan, he spent most of his time in studying magic and philosophy. See, he kept on reading those books. Just because of reading these books, Antonio had taken the advantage of this, and Antonio, what did he do? He wanted to kill his brother, and he wanted to take the power. He wanted to take the power in his own hands because of these books. And the same books has saved him. And then, when he was the Duke of Milan, he spent most of his time in studying magic and philosophy. On the island, he has never used magic to harm others. See, he did not harm others. Though the ship was destructed, though the ship was broken, though the ship was wrecked, but no harm was done to anyone. See, in some of the lines it was written that they were as fresh as before. Their clothes and all they were not creased also. It seemed that in the beginning, the way they were wearing the clothes were as fresh as those. People did not look morose, tired, nothing. So this is with his magical power, he did not bring any harm to them. Then, he has, of course, used it to punish others and for the benefit of others. Punish others and for the benefit of others also. He has, of course, enslaved Ariel and Caliban, but he frees them in the end. Though Caliban has given him a lot of trouble, but in the end he releases him and he forgives him also. But Ariel, of course, Ariel has helped him right from the beginning to the end. And then see, so this is how he has used the power of his magic. Thirdly, we can see another point is there, he is very good and he is very generous also at the same time. On the whole, he is a good, he is a kind and generous old man. In his own opinion, Prospero thinks he has tried to do good to others. He grants liberty to Ariel, makes great efforts to civilize Caliban also, that dumb-headed fellow. He puts Ariel under his command and gets all tasks done through him. He gives orders to Ariel and Ariel does all the work very obediently, he does it. And the savage Caliban curses him for making him his slave. He also makes an attempt to outrage the modesty of Miranda. And then Prospero has all the reasons to take revenge from him, from his enemies. But he chooses a different path, because Prospero was a different kind of man he was. And then he uses a different path he uses. Then that is the path of forgiveness. Okay? And see here, he says in the line, what does he say in the line? He says that they being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose does extend not for a frown further. Thus he resolves to forgive his enemies if they repent for the evil deeds. Now the realization was there. They realized that these enemies have realized that they have done a mistake, that they went against Prospero. They realized, for this realization only, Prospero forgives them and teaches them a lesson that yes, whatever they had done, that was not the right thing that they have done. They should not have done it. Okay. Then he's saying that he was very wise and he was very resourceful also. Prospero is extremely wise and resourceful because he has the power of magic. His wisdom makes him tolerant and charitable at the end of the play. But it is pointed out by a critic. I can tell you one critic that what is it pointed out by a critic? That he is never in any proper sense reconciled to his brother, whom he treats with studied contempt and neglect. Yes, he never used to tell his brother, but he told his brother, okay, fine, you can take care of my things, but otherwise. Anyway, this is the opinion of the critics and all. They can criticize, of course, and then giving him a brief verbal pardon. But he never says, okay, Antonio, I forgive you. And otherwise hardly addressing so much a word to him. In fact, there is anger against his enemies beneath the pardon. See, he has pardoned everybody, but still that anger is there within him. Anyway, but he has forgiven them, of course. Then, in this regard, Miranda remarks, Never till this day saw I him touched with anger and distempered. Because see, she tells this boy Ferdinand, was never like this. I've seen my father in such a way. He behaved in such a manner I have never ever seen. Then he says, in such a mood, he becomes a terrible old man. But otherwise, he is noble, he is kind, and he is generous. Man who forgives all his enemies. Moreover, his forgiveness is solemn and judicial also at the same time, and has in it something abstract and impersonal. He does not act against the own noble nature. He does not act against his own noble nature, of course. So here we can understand that he was a very resourceful person as well as a very wise person. See, he forgave, but that anger was still there somewhere in the core of his heart, somewhere hidden under behind the pardon which he has given to his enemies or whoever has done some harm to him. Then comes, he's very strict, and he's very affectionate also at the same time. How? He is a tyrant when he deals with Caliban, or even with his favorite spirit Ariel. In this contest, he is not a likable person, I can tell you that. Why? Why we can say that he's not a likable person in this manner? He is a highly opinionated person, he is. But in several other ways, he wins our respect and admiration. How? He is a very affectionate person also, a very affectionate father also at the same time, and he loves his daughter very much. Then Miranda, then dearly, and he remarks to her. What does he remark? There's some words given here in the book, and what are the words that are given in the book here? That I have done nothing. I have done nothing but in care of thee. Of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter. Thee means my daughter. He has done for daughter. He is very affectionate. This shows that how affectionate he is towards his daughter. He wields his magic power to bring Ferdinand close to his daughter. And then Miranda. He feels happy when his plan to bring them together in love succeeds. He's very happy also at the same time. Then when he realizes that his daughter's future is secure, and then he is willing to retire to Milan now. You see, my daughter now, she's going to be well and fine over there. She's going to go to Naples and she'll be getting married to Ferdinand, and even Alonso has accepted his mistake and all, and she will be very secure there. And then he decides what? He decides to go back to Milan. He wants Antonio to give back his dukedom to him, where every third thought shall be my grave. Third thought shall be my grave. First he thought about the duke and about the dukedom. Then he spoke about his daughter, and then he said that after this will be my death. Okay. Then what does he say? Next he says that, forgiving. How he has got a forgiving nature. Let us see that how he has got a forgiving nature. He says that it goes to Prospero's credit. What it goes to Prospero's credit? That it goes to Prospero's credit that though he has been wronged badly, he pardons his enemies, and then he does not wish to harm anyone. Not even Caliban he wishes to harm him. But when his enemies are Alonso, Antonio, and Sebastian feel repentant, he generously forgives them. They repented. When a person is repentant, automatically that feeling comes into the heart that how we can forgive this person. But only thing that repentance should be there. Otherwise, if anybody is very rigid and all, very stubborn, very obstinate, if that audacity is there in that person, we do not like to show any kind of sympathy towards them. We do not like to forgive them also. Okay. Then he even pardons Caliban, who had decided to kill him, and Stefano and Trinculo too, for planning to murder him. They were trying to kill this man, and yet see how he forgave them. In short, I can tell you that Prospero is wise. He is very kind, and he is very generous also at the same time. Then he uses his power judiciously, very wisely, very judiciously he uses his power. And when he has no use of magic, he resolves to destroy his magic wand and his books also. He said, let me put it down in the forlorn in the water, where I will not get back these books again. And even he's going to break that wand what he has got, that magic wand that he has got. Some critics, of course, can compare him to Shakespeare himself, because in the epilogue he declares something. He declares, I read the epilogue also to you. What he declares, that to spend his life in peaceful retirement. He wants his time in peaceful retirement. He does not want to go into any kind of complications, implicities and all complications. He does not want to go into that. And what kind of life he would want to lead? He just wants to lead a very simple and peaceful life. So this children, I have discussed the character of Prospero. Next day we will discuss the character of Caliban. Now Caliban is there, Ariel is there. We will discuss about the their characters. Okay, until then, read the text again and again and again and again. I will be telling you, please read the text carefully, and I'll give you one sample question answers today. Okay, in your what do you get? Should I give it? Yeah, some question answers in your worksheet I'll be giving you. Even the answers I will be giving you, can have an idea of that. The answers will be of 2 marks, I told you, or it can be 1 mark also, it can be 1.5 mark also. It cannot be more than 2 marks. Okay? And tomorrow we have a live class also, and I'm tomorrow in the sense that on Wednesday we are having a live class as well as a video class we are having, and hope we'll come up with some questions and all, and we will try to answer them as far as possible. We will be able to within the short span of 30 minutes. Anyway, you all can see your faces. We want that your video should be on. We want to see your faces, and we want that you should be in your school uniform. You know why we can have that feeling. What feeling? That feeling of a classroom we can have. The classroom feeling we can have, and then we feel lively. Anyway, we are in the classroom. We are the teachers, and we have got children over here. Children, you people will be liking it to see us live. You all are seeing us in the videos, but we cannot see y'all. These are all preloaded videos. We can see. We cannot see y'all, but y'all can see us. So we would like to see your faces also. This cheering faces also, and how you have kept yourselves. That we would like to see. Okay, children, till then, have a good day. Keep yourself safe, and do not come out of the house much, and please, try to avoid all kinds of public places and all, and remain at home. Be healthy, be obedient, listen to your parents, and lead a good life. Be safe.